Spelling Portrait of My Heart album review. Let's chat about it. Hey friends, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this latest from Miss Cristia Cabral, a California-based experimental pop artist. If you are into the weirder and darker side of modern alternative pop, you know who the hell she is. She's been putting out records since the early 2010s, and she started turning some heads with her Pantheon of Me debut, which I do appreciate, casually at the end of the day. I mean, from the get-go, Cristia became a master of atmosphere, and it's pretty damn dense on this project. But it was a little inconsistent at the end of the day, and I did feel like her songwriting wasn't there just yet. For my money, I was much more interested in what she started doing a few years later with the Maisie Fly record. This was an infinitely more consistent, haunting, and spellbinding record that just made overall for a much more engaging listen. Cristia, out of nowhere, seemed to have this very unique, very different sound that I just wanted to hear more of. And with her next record, The Turning Wheel, she even expanded her very witchy pop sound even further. And it's still, to this day, my most viewed review of all time. I wonder why. And while I didn't maybe enjoy the record as some other music reviewers, I do feel like her sound was just something that I wanted to hear more and more of. There was also that album of reworks that she did, Spelling in the Mystery School. And yeah, there were some renditions on here that I just didn't care for. I enjoyed the initial ones a little bit more, but still, she was pushing her sound further. Which leads me to these new singles. And for years, I should really point out, I've been kind of wanting a much darker release from Cristia. And then I hear these new singles, which are far from that, but apparently I've been wanting the wrong thing all these years because this album's pretty great. This album's title track kicks this record off, dropped as a single a while back, and it's been one of my favorite singles of the year ever since. This is a glorious, stunning, absolutely soaring track that is backed by some glam rock nods, as well as some nods to old school alternative rock, and it sounds real close to Cristia's heart. I mean, every time this big, boisterous hook rolls around, I'm stunned. And now, instrumentally, this entire record, it is her most diverse record to date, to a point where it almost feels like a complete departure, but it's still very much a spelling release. Hell, the first couple of times that I listened to this single, I wasn't even sure if I liked it or not, but it's awesome. Really love Keep It Alive as well. I will say the urgency and the upfrontness of a lot of these cuts is really refreshing to me. There's a little bite and a little drive here. Cristia's very passionate performances continue to just be so lavish and heartfelt. I love the guitars that come crashing in as well. I mean, honestly, it just adds so much drama and pomp and circumstance. It's really adventurous as well. Sonically, it just all comes off so impressive. This all of a sudden just seems like almost a rebirth for spelling. Really love Alibi as well, and just how, once again, this just seems so close to Cristia's heart. The driving riff, her explosive performance. I've loved this track since it dropped as a single. It's exciting, and the drum fills leading up to this once again huge chorus. And Waterfall might be my favorite deep cut here. In a lot of weird ways, I almost get a lot of the same vibes that I did on that last Poppy release last year. I mean, to the point where she's, really just taking old school, early 2000s and late 90s sounds and repackaging it. Like, there's something about this that's just so classic and close to my heart, and because of that, this is all just tugging all the right strings. This track is freaking hypnotizing. I mean, the guitar tones throughout the verses are just so mysterious and engaging. I love the way that they all just come crashing in on the verses as well. And once again, Cristia's performance is just so full of life. It's brilliant, as is Destiny Arrives, which I will say, of all the singles, this needed to grow on me the most. It's a little bit more smoky and soulful and laid back, considering, just how upfront this record has been so far. But it fits wonderfully. Vocally, this is maybe Cristia's best performance on this entire record, as well as the witchy vibes of her last couple of albums. They're right here. But I can't stress this enough. I think what makes this work for me as much as it does is just how personal these songs sound to Cristia. Now, I will say this. There are a couple of moments late in the record that I kind of wish we were back where we were, if that makes sense. Like Mount Analog, for example. This is by far my least favorite track of the bunch. It's one of very few moments on this album that I feel like the sound is a little bit flat. And it's a shame because this track has a really great bass to it. It's another very slow, smoky ballad, and she's usually real good with those. But it's sadly one of the more faceless performances that I've heard on this record. And as it goes on, Cristia's performance almost only gets more and more faceless, sadly. And the instrumental really doesn't progress at all either, which is real sad. This track is just not for me. Also, this kills me to say it, the Sometimes cover that this album ends off with is just not for me. I mean, who doesn't like a My Bloody Valentine cover? But like, once again, the bass is here. The atmosphere is right on the money. The bulky synths are really cool too. But I don't know what it is. This just comes off very much so like only just another cover to me. Like, this has been just such a personal and endearing record for Christia. This just sounds like she needed another track and decided to cover something for the hell of it. And not only that, but instrumentally, this isn't nearly as lavish or as engaging as a lot of the other instrumentals on this record. It's just very average. I'd even go as far as to say that it takes away from the intimacy of this record, but that's just me. Mostly because the rest of this album does feel like a rebirth, and it's a really, really exciting one. Ammunition is one of the more laid back tracks. Once again, it's very classy, it's very smoky. Those pianos, Christie is very smoky, bluesy vocals, match made in heaven. And I will say, I was kind of worried about this cut because of just how different it is than the rest of this record, but she really pulls through. I mean, this track has a lot of drama. It just keeps building, progressing. It's a pretty stunning ballad, and I'm really happy with what I'm hearing. Drain is really great too. I love this track so much. The crashing instrumental that kicks this track off. Oh, the pacing here is great. There's some serious sense of mystery once again on the verses. This is what I'm here for. The crunchy guitars on the hook are also a great touch, and I love how fired up Christia comes off. It's got the intensity. It's got that raw factor. It's angsty too. Not only that, but the grimier and grittier final 2 minutes. Amen, brother. Satisfaction, really decent cut as well. I mean, if you haven't been up to the sounds of this record so far, this probably isn't going to be for you either. But the chugging riff, the haunting synths, Christia's vocals, all so cool. It's actually probably the most chaotic and evil sounding cut here. Yeah, I hope we hear more cuts like this in the future. Also really love Love Ray Eyes. I mean, once again, she really took a lot of very classic sounds that are very near and dear to my heart, and she gussied them up just enough. The sheer drive behind this cut, it really pumps me up. And her haunting vocals on this cut just bring things together so nicely. In every way, a lot of these cuts are spelling tracks at their core, but with the volume turned way up. And while it's very different, honestly, it works for me, and I can see this becoming one of my favorite spelling projects. I mean, is this very different? Is this a very new direction for her? Absolutely, but between the intimacy of the record, just how personal a lot of these tracks sound, her performances, and the amount of risks that she takes that pay off, overall, I'm impressed. Yeah, I wasn't into the My Bloody Valentine cover, but for the most part, this is an exciting new direction for Christia, and I honestly can't wait to hear what she does next. I'm feeling a very decent 8 on this record, but let me know what you all think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.